at right now is exactly where our problems really began. Back on Tuesday, Denver, Colorado, 2:24 in the afternoon, it was the start of the storm that affected Alberta. The core of the storm was still forming up and towards the Idaho area, and it started to gradually meander its way up towards Alberta. Even from Wednesday afternoon, when Environment Canada already started having the heads up this would be a bad situation, slowly makes its way basically along the divide. There's your mountain range right there. Once it gets up against the divide, it's stuck there, so the moisture keeps falling in the same place. I think that's why everybody was so shocked at it. They were asking me, when's the crest, when's the bulk of this moisture going to make it to Calgary? Well, the debris in the river was traveling faster than the cars on the highway that were shooting it. It traveled at a huge rate of speed. The big comparison with this event has been what we saw in 2005. And you know what? Initially I thought it was a good comparison. It's really not. In 2005, we had 3 storms in the same area, but 3 storms over a 7-day stretch. A 7-day stretch. This has occurred in essentially, totally 36 hours. I saw people who hadn't enough time to grab more than a pet. They didn't have any valuables. They didn't have the medication on them. I don't think we managed to get through the speed at which this would occur. On Wednesday evening, when I was on air in the National, I said we will have localized flooding. I didn't think, even myself, that in 24 hours' time, people's backyards would be gone.
Oh my God.
That's something that we've got to start doing a better job with as weather forecasters. There's got to be an understanding with the general public that this is going to happen hard and fast. So look at these pictures. Last night even, when we were so focused in on Calgary, they got flooding actually in Winnipeg, but in a way that's kind of good news for Calgarians, because the further extension that we see from the core of the storm, the weaker it starts to get. Bad news Winnipeg, way better news Calgary.
That's right, we took quite a ride. Our tour lasted a little bit more than an hour, and it was a real eye-opener.
Guys, then we'll get you down on the river here.
This is the Bow River as it flows east into Calgary. Swollen, turbid, it's threatening bridges and engulfing homes.
Calgary, this is the Bow River in an area known as Bow Ness on the western edge of the city. As you can see, the river has really come up over the banks. It's come in, it's blocked houses in at least a couple of blocks. Not only are those flooded out homes, that is also some of Calgary's most pricey real estate.
We see that through several neighborhoods as we reach downtown, flying lower than some of the rooftops of empty office towers.
This is the east side of Calgary's downtown. This is where we're seeing the brunt of the downtown flooding.
It's where the Bow meets the elbow, and where we snap pictures of the iconic Calgary Stampede completely flooded. As is Calgary's Mission area, ground zero in the city's last big flood, which damaged 40,000 homes.
Now, these are many of the same areas that flooded in Calgary in 2005, low-lying and close to the river, but the flooding then was nowhere near this extensive, not over the several blocks that we're seeing this time, and certainly not the same sense of urgency. That year, people saw it coming. This year, they really didn't. A lot of people had no chance here.
Nor did a lot of infrastructure.
Essentially higher than it was an hour and a half ago.
Keep flying south up the river, it gets worse. This is High River. Nearly the entire town is under. Business is destroyed. Like Calgary, there was very little warning and almost no preparation here. leaving homes completely exposed.
Prime Minister Stephen Harper flew in near his home riding and was briefed on the scope of the devastation before he personally surveyed it from the air.
I've seen a little bit of flooding in Calgary before. I don't think any of us have ever seen anything like this. The magnitude is just extraordinary.
This is one result of the spring that never seemed to want to give way to summer. These are supposed to be onion fields north of Toronto, but heavy rainstorms and high winds over the spring contributed to dike breaches that turned them into lakes.
We're not getting the 24-hour events where you're getting an inch of rain or 25 millimeters of rain. You're getting extreme events that are it's all coming. One point a couple of weeks ago we had almost 75 millimeters in 40 minutes.
In the Rideau River Valley outside Ottawa, different fields, different dams, same results. Here, farmers blame Parks Canada and the local conservation authority for not opening dams earlier in the season to relieve the runoff and heavy rain.
This is just two government agencies that dropped the ball, and the farmer is now having to suffer the consequences of what they've done.